Hi guys, Alyssa here today. We are discussing the graphs of f of x, f prime of x, and f double prime of x. I hope to illuminate what the graphs look like and what the first and second derivative of f of x tell us about the function. So my f of x is a cubic function with three critical points. There is the local min, the inflection point, and the local max. Looking at this graph, we can see that the first part of the graph is actually concave up, and the second part of the graph is concave down. Where these two converge, or there is this little straight line, is where we find our inflection point of our function. So first we're going to take the first derivative and compare that to the graph of f of x. So f prime of x compared to f of x looks like this, where the minimum is a root, the inflection point is a global maximum, and the maximum is another root on f prime of x. These roots show us that these points are critical, and the global maximum shows us that this point as well is critical. You can distinguish which one is the inflection point from f prime of x, and you can also tell that you can solidify that the other 2 points are critical in this function. To get a better understanding if the graph is concave up or concave down, we take the second derivative. The second derivative shows us that since this is positive, this part of the graph is concave up. Since this is where y equals 0, this shows us that this is the inflection point because our slope goes from a positive number to 0 to a negative number. In other words, it's showing that there is some kind of inflection here. Also, since this is negative, this shows us that this is concave down on f of x. So in the long run, what we can derive from this lesson is that if f prime of x is positive, f of x is concave up. If f double prime of x is negative, f of x is concave down. If f prime of x describes the slope, f prime of x describes the slope of f of x, f double prime of x describes the slope of f of x. When f double prime of x is negative, it equals the min, and also when f double prime of x is positive, it describes a maximum. And these are also reflected through f prime of x because they are their zeros. All right, guys, I hope that was helpful. Thank you. Have a good day.